Hey guys, Lotagro here. And in the Velasbo, there's something very cool. The ultra rare Pagani Calendario 2025. This limited edition calendar features 24 unpublished photos shot around the enchanting Venaria Reale palace grounds. Now let's take a look at the unboxing process. And I must say they did a fantastic job with the packaging, because even if the exterior is all scuffed up and damaged, the interior is just perfect. Eagle-eyed viewers amongst you will recognize the Pagani 25th anniversary memory game, which we already looked at in an earlier video. If you haven't watched that video yet, I recommend you do. It's an amazing game. Next up is a piece of paper, which gives a list of all the products in my order, and one more piece of paper containing the return terms and conditions. This is Pagani branded, of course, and has some very interesting sketches of the Pagani Huayra's gear selector and instrument panel. And finally, at the very bottom, we have the calendar. Well, at least the cardboard box it's encased in. It's ASMR content time. And it's done. Pagani says the high-definition pictures tell stories about contrast and harmony, which play together in a dance of duality between great details, panoramic views, clarity, and blurring radiance and darkness. Phew, that was quite a mouthful. And this is the box the calendar comes in, which is covered in fine red Imitlin Fiandra Bordeaux paper. Crucially, at the very center, we find a stylish hot silver stamped Pagani logo. And on the inside it says Calendario Pagani 2025. And over here we have a strap to hold down the upper sheet, and one more hot stamped silver Pagani logo. There's also a hole on top so you can hang the calendar on a hook. While the calendar itself features 24 photos over 15 43 by 32.5 cm sheets. The color prints themselves are high quality because these are printed on 250 GSM Expert Premium white paper. The calendar starts off with a foreword about the Pagani Utopia, and as we expect from Pagani, it's of very high quality. The calendar starts with two images for January, with the upper image being a rare 3/4 shot of the Pagani Utopia Roadster. However, it's the bottom image that takes center stage, especially the milled aluminium open gate shifter for the 7-speed transmission. Moving on to the dash, there's a plethora of physical controls. The quality is so impressive that it feels like you can almost reach out and press the toggle switches. Then we have 4 beautiful gauges to display engine information. You can read every single text on it. If that wasn't cool enough, take a closer look at these carbotanium AC vents. Then we have the gauge cluster, which has these gears on the speedometer and tachometer to mimic a mechanical watch. Next we have February, which features a high fidelity full-length image of the Pagani Utopia, and it's parked in front of what seems to be one of the palace gates with a clock on top. And the best part about this is if I keep zooming in further and further, we can figure out that it's running on Pirelli P0 Trofeo RS tires. At the front, these are 265 by 35 ZR21s. And we'll come back to the exact dimensions of the rear tires in just a bit, because it's time to move on to March. Did you notice the 2 sets of contrasting rim designs on either side of the car? Well, these are meant to display the different wheel options which customers can choose from. These are the new Roadster wheels in brushed silver on the driver's side. And here we can see the exhaust system, which is entirely made out of titanium with exposed welded flanges. It's designed with the iconic 4 exhaust rings and a ceramic coating to optimize heat dissipation. It looks absolutely gorgeous in this blue shade. Fun fact, this color is achieved through a very specific heat treatment process. Moving on, these are the new Aeroblade Pearl Beige Diamond Cut wheels on the passenger side. Made out of carbo titanium, these deflectors act like turbines, extracting hot air from the wheel arches and helping to cool the brakes. Time for April, where we are once again presented with an image of the wing mirror. I say once again because the sister image is on the front, and these are inspired by the elliptical shape of a woman's eye. And at the bottom we have a front image of the Pagani Utopia Roadster. What's utterly fascinating is if I zoom in, I can read the Pagani logo on the windshield wiper and also spot the Utopia logo in between the seats. Additionally, one can also see that the wing mirror is attached using 4 screws. Now, if we shift our gaze to where the exposed radiators are, we can see that the horn has to be placed outside. This is because the car doesn't feature a grille. That brings us on to May, my favorite month, for 2 reasons. The first of 2 being this absolutely breathtaking image of the driver's footwell, where you can see the exposed link linkages of the aluminium pedals, and even see the individual stitches in the leather floor mats. The second reason is the upper image, where we can see the innards of the Pagani Utopia Roadster in all its glory. We can see the leather strap used to hold the front clamshell down, and the neatly hidden carbo titanium storage boxes. And this is how the metal rear subframe attaches to the carbon monocoque. Now on to June, which features yet another impressive full-length frame. The textures in this image are simply splendid. It feels like you can almost reach out and touch them with your fingers. Let's move on to July, which features a passenger side view. And as promised earlier, I'm going to tell you the dimensions of the rear wheel. As expected, these are a size larger, as they are 325 by 30s that are 22s. Then we have our first look at the rear bulkhead, which features a small plaque in between the seats. This reads Utopia Roadster World Premiere Monterey Car Week 2024. But as we move out, we realize this is a specially crafted luggage carrier bag for the Pagani Utopia. Impressively, we can see the carbo titanium weave in the seats and the bulkhead. And also there's a special Pagani Utopia branded speaker behind. The finishing touches are the slots for where the roof is supposed to go in. Since this is a roadster, then it's time for August, where we're first greeted with the silver polished wheels at the top. If you've made it this far into the video, do consider hitting that like button. And if you've enjoyed watching this video, a sub to the channel would be exquisite. Also, don't forget to enable notifications so you are alerted whenever I upload a new video. Now back to the video, but at the bottom where the dates are presented is where the real deal is. A first look at the Horacio Pagani signature. With that, we move on to September, which once again features a beautiful full-length image. There's nothing here which we haven't already seen before. It's more of a refresher course. So I'm going to tell you something else about the car. This is finished in exposed multi-layered carbon fiber developed in-house by Pagani Atelier, and it's painted in a stunning color dubbed Habanero Red. The color drastically transforms from red to maroon depending on light conditions. 2 colors for the price of 1, which is amazing. And that leads to October. And I take it back. This is my favorite month. Because of this, we have a first glimpse of the beast powering this machine. This is a twin turbocharged 6-liter V12, which was developed for Pagani by Mercedes-AMG. And we can see the Acollector logo over here, which has an apple tree on one side and a piston on the other. Below that is the V12 emblem. This is simply beautiful. Fun fact, one can even read the markings on the glass used in the car. The rear windshield is actually this tiny piece. The one on the outside is most probably plexiglass, which is used to cover the engine bay. With that, we move on to November, which is yet another one of those breathtakingly beautiful full-length images of the Pagani Utopia Roadster parked in front of the Venaria Reale Palace. But let's get a move on to the grand finale, December 2025. And I take it back. This month is the best by far. Just feast your eyes on this gearbox assembly. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure this is one of those famous Pagani titanium bolts. If your Utopia requires a replacement bolt, this is the part number. Let's take a closer look at the center console. These are the media controls. No touchscreens over here. Then we have a knob to control the exhaust, mirrors, and also the lights. This meanwhile controls the electronic parking brake. To end the year on a high note, we have our first front 3/4 view of the Pagani Utopia Roadster. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. What else can I say? At the back of December, we have another full-length image. This is also a first, a top-down view of the Utopia Roadster. With the roof removed, the cabin is exposed to the elements in all its glory. Then we have an image of the Pagani logo on the engine block. Also seen is parts of the metal rear subframe. If we zoom in, you can also see the welding pattern. It's just fabulous. And that's pretty much the entire calendar. And with that, I'm going to give a shout out to the photographer, Paolo Carlini. These photos were absolutely breathtaking. If you're wondering where you should display the calendar, I suggest you display it in your gym room or any sufficiently large space, because this is meant to be hung from a hook on the wall. The calendar does look its best in its tablet orientation. However, you could also use it in its notebook orientation by placing it on your desk. That's it for this video, guys. Stay tuned in to Law Tech Pro for the 2026 Pagani calendar review. See you guys when that comes out.